Hey y'all, it's Tracy again. Welcome to part 2 of my BoxyCharm unboxing video. This would be the try-on portion. So in this video I am going to try on some of the products that I got in the previous video, my February BoxyCharm box. I'm also going to try on some of the products I got in my December BoxyLuxe box because there's not enough products and makeup products in this February box for me to really do a complete try on. So, as you can see, my makeup's a little bit crazy right now. I did that on purpose. I figure since I'm going to be using these Avio Skin makeup wipes that to take off the makeup, that I might as well just do a crazy look. Also, I wanted to do something a little bit dark because I wanted to test to make sure that the makeup wipes could take off like the dark colors. Anybody's curious, my lipstick is from Revlon and I had to put like 6 coats on it to get it to this much pigment, and it's still really uneven and not great, but I don't think that's showing on the camera. And then my eye look is a little bit crazy, and kind of crazy especially coming from me because I don't like the color orange, but I went with an orange and a red and a gold or whatever, I don't know. I just was trying to do something a little bit out there since I'm going to be taking it off anyway, so I thought I'd experiment a little bit. Again, my disclaimer of this video, I will probably say throughout the video a couple of different times, is this is not a tutorial. I'll probably talk through what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing is the proper way of doing anything. So this is more for review purposes, and you know, hopefully you guys will enjoy it a little bit. And if any of you that actually know how to do makeup want to give me some tips and tricks in the comments, I would appreciate that as well. So we're going to do the makeup wipe here and see how well it works. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to get too close to the camera because this is actually the 3rd attempt at this video. Why the 3rd video, you say? Good question. The reason for that is I filmed the first video last night, and when I was watching it back to edit it, realized that I was way too close to the camera the entire time, and nobody needs to see this face that up close. And then the second video, which I thought went really, really well, the camera fell down halfway through, and I picked the camera up and was not aware that when it fell, it automatically paused itself. So I filmed the entire video, and the last half of the video did not exist. So here we are again, and hopefully 3rd time's a charm. Cross our fingers. Okay, so I have my review of this. Okay, so I've actually used these at this point about 3 or 4 times. So they do well with taking the makeup off. All my makeup is off. They do irritate my eyes a little bit. Well, not all the makeup is off. Most of the makeup is off. A little bit of my eyeshadow is remaining, and also they're so liquidy that after like the 3rd use, I'm having trouble actually closing the thing, which is not great because I don't want them to dry out. Let me go back to it here and try to get... It did take off like the full face of makeup with one wipe because I actually used the wipe prior to take my foundation off from my last attempt at this video. So this is actually taking off foundation, previous eyeshadow, this eyeshadow, and my lipstick, which I just realized is apparently not all the way off. I thought it was off. And also this lipstick is a little sparkly, so I noticed that now I have sparkles all over my face. But hopefully that'll blend in with the foundation. Where did I put my foundation? There it is. I put my foundation. So I would say they work well to remove the makeup. If you have sensitive skin, I would not recommend them because I have noticed that after my last use of them, like, I could still feel a little bit of irritation. It wouldn't be enough to keep me from using them, and my eyes are a little bit irritated, but that's, you know, the second time in a row that I've used them. So, you know, make of that what you will. I would say if you have sensitive eyes or sensitive skin, they're not for you. So I'm going to use that gray beauty sponge to, do my foundation. The BoxyLux sponge. I don't know if that's what it's actually supposed to be used for, but I watched a couple of videos and that's what other people were using it for. I believe its actual use is for powder and baking. I don't completely know what that is. The only baking I know is baking cookies and baking pies. And I suck at that, so I'm gonna assume I probably would not be any better at the baking when it comes to makeup. But everybody else was using the gray sponge for their foundation, so that is what I am going to do. And so it'll be this sponge. Let me make sure that it's recording. Yeah. I know that probably looked weird, but it is recording, so that's good. I just didn't want to get too close to the camera here. Alright. So, it does, it does work. It spreads. It's very squishy. Couldn't think of the word. So it does work. I prefer my Maybelline foundation brush. And in case anybody was wondering, because I more than likely did not even put the foundation on my face right, I did put it on the sponge yesterday when I was doing this video, but it just, like, soaked it up too much. So I found that it worked better when I put it on my face. But, alright, so that foundation is as good as it's gonna get. It is squishy, it works. I could not give you any kind of review for baking purposes or powder purposes because I didn't use it for that. It'll work for foundation. Again, I prefer the brush, but it's not hard. It's squishy, and it does work. I do think it takes a little bit more time than my brush does, though. So make of that what you will. Now I am going to use the little white one, which I believe is the detail one, for concealer, because that seems to be what everybody else was doing in the YouTube videos that I watched. And again, I don't know what I'm doing. So if this is not how concealer is applied, then I apologize if this is triggering some people that actually know what they're doing. I am putting it on my eyes because I've seen some people use it as, like, instead of primer. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the little white one. And with this one, it does blend out the concealer well, but it is not as squishy as the gray one. but it does work. I will say though, when I'm like blending over my actual eyelid, when I had my contacts in, it felt like I was moving my contact. So pretty sure you don't want to do that. So just keep that in mind if you get this. It's good for concealer under the eyes, but I don't know that I would use it to blend the concealer on my eyelids if I was going to do that. The concealer is blended though. Alright. Now the moment we've all been waiting for. Is it just me? Maybe. Alright. It is the palette that I almost dropped. It is the iconic London palette. And I don't know if you can see this because I've used it a couple of times. You can totally tell it's been used. There's a little bit of fallout. I will say that I get quite a bit of fallout in the pan when I'm using it. I don't want to critique the eyeshadow palette for that because, again, I am a newbie, so that is probably user error more than anything else. So I'm going to, and again, I do not know if I'm using the correct brushes, so please don't yell at me, but I'm going to take this marshmallow shade right here and just put it all over my eyelid, I guess I should say, not my eye, and use that as a base. And I'm doing that because I saw other people do it in their YouTube videos where they were using this palette. So I'm pretty much going to try to emulate as much as I can because I just don't have the skill to come up with this stuff on my own. Oh. But I'm learning, so I'm trying. Okay, now I'm going to take the, maybe I'll start with that one. The Merlot Mondays in my crease and also blend it in with the Ultimate Tan. You can see Merlot Monday Ultimate Tan. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this. I apologize if I'm not like doing this on camera. I know a lot of people like actually do it in their camera, but I have to like be able to do it in my mirror because I am practically blind without my glasses. So I can see myself in the computer in front of me, but even just like, I don't know, 2 feet, 3 feet in front of me, if that, it's a little blurry. Now I'm going to go in with that Ultimate Tan and just add that and blend it in, or my version of blending it in. Again, I don't even know if I'm using a blending brush. These brushes I got from Ashley, actually, for Christmas, probably a year or so ago, and I put them in a box in my bathroom and kind of put something on top of the box and forgot about them, but they're coming in handy. They're really pretty. I don't know if you can see this, they're like rainbow, they're really pretty, and I've actually been using them the last couple of days at least, so, you know, I'm finally getting some use out of them. Ashley, aren't you proud of me? And also, sorry it took me like over a year to use them. But they don't have the name of the brush on them, so that's why I don't know if I'm using the correct ones. But they're working, so that works good enough. I do need to use this brush, for that deep soul, okay. This dark brown color here. I'm going to put that on the outside of my eyes, like the outer corner or whatever. And I need to use this brush because I used the brush. It was a little smaller than that it came with, and it didn't work as well. So I don't know if this is the correct brush, but it is the brush that I find that works the best for the outer corner. So that's the one that I use. Now I'm just blending. Again, this is not going to be perfect. It's good enough. I'm not really trying to impress anybody. I mean, I'm literally going to end up taking this off and going to bed anyway. Okay, now I'm going to do Girl Boss, this color right here, on the, like, outer portion of my lid. And it's very pigmented, but I've noticed every time that I've used this, especially this color, that it goes on a little splotchy. And I don't want to say that's anything against the palette, because it's highly likely that it's user error more than that there's actually anything wrong with the palette itself. And if I'm not on camera, I apologize. I haven't really figured out where I should place this mirror so that people can see me, because I can't, like, place it directly in front of my camera. Yeah, it, like, oh, there's more brown on this eye than there is on the other eye, which is weird, because when I put it on, I felt like this eye had the darker brown. So that's weird. Now I'm going to go in with Wonderland. Sorry, didn't show it to you. Wonderland, it's this color right, I don't know if these colors are popping like they should on this camera, but it's this color right here. It's a shimmery peach color. That's a little too much. And I'm just going to put it on the outer corner here. The brush is getting a little bit rough, which is weird because I've used it quite a few times and never had any issues, but it feels a little bit rough. Whoa. I may have put in a little bit more on that eye than I meant to. I don't think it looks bad, I just think it doesn't look even to this eye anymore. Okay. Now I can't find my eyeliner. So, this is the completed eye look. So here you go, this is the completed eye look. Hopefully y'all can see it. So my thoughts on this palette are, I love this palette. I think it's very pigmented. I've used it at least 3 or 4 times since I opened it, which I opened it like 2 days ago maybe. So that's quite a bit, especially for me, because I don't wear makeup very often. But this, I will get a lot of use out of this palette, that's for sure. But again, I'm getting a lot of fallout in the pan. That could be user error though. And then to complete my look, I am using the Metallic liquid lipstick in the shade Faking It, the Too Faced one, from my BoxyLuxe December box. Okay, that looks good. As I think the first time I've actually used this without smudging it, so I'm gonna stop before I do smudge it. Alright, so this is the completed look. Let's see. There you go. Voila. Completed look using all of the using all BoxyCharm products besides the foundation that I use, which is the Fit Me foundation in Warm Nude. And I think it's actually a pretty good match. Like, I think it's actually kind of a perfect match. Okay, so I like the products that I used. I'm going to keep getting BoxyCharm for the foreseeable future, at least. Who knows, either my finances will dictate when I stop, or the amount of makeup that I get is going to dictate when I stop. But if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any tips or tricks, suggestions to help me with my makeup routine, go ahead and comment below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you would like to see more content from me or Ashley, or me and Ashley, or, you know, a special guest, who knows, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And since I don't have a schedule when I post videos, you might want to hit that bell so that you get notified when a new video is posted. And I just want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!